You mentioned something that I'm particularly curious about, or is particularly top of mind. I really don't want to get injured. What are some ways that I can use Inside Tracker to, help
Yeah.
focus on that?
Yeah, there's definitely some really good ways. I was talking to Stevie a couple weeks ago on connecting through science, and I think that right now you have people in like two categories. You either have you're not in the gym, you're not really able to exercise, you're trying to social
Mhm.
distance, and you might be not doing as much fitness as you were. And then you have the complete opposite end of that, and it's you have so much time, you have nothing else to do except run and do cycling, and you have a home gym, and now you're doing a lot more than you used to be. So two completely opposite ends, which are probably both equally dangerous. So when it comes to overtraining or overreaching, I think that's where people can really use the benefits of Inside Tracker. So we would be looking at blood biomarkers like creatine kinase, ALT, and AST for markers of muscle breakdown. Um, at the same time, I spoke about testosterone and DHEAS before, but those are going to be really useful markers of overreaching or overtraining. If you're doing too much, you're going to see elevated levels of your muscle breakdown markers. You're going to see probably low levels of your sex hormones because they're not able to be produced with the quality of sleep and the recovery that's needed to produce the anabolic effects and the recovery effects. So the sex hormones are probably going to be low. And then one thing that everyone can check, and it's actually a really cool feature that no one knows that probably exists on Inside Tracker, is monitoring your resting heart rate. So I don't think a lot of people know this, but on the profile on InsideTracker.com, when you put in your information, there's actually a spot to put in your resting heart rate, and this can be a great indicator of day-to-day recovery and how ready you are to train, to exercise, and how good your body is at recovering and preventing injury. So I think we all know that you want probably the lower your resting heart rate, the better. I think for athletes, the ranges are typically between 40 and 60 beats per minute for a resting heart rate. Non-athletes, the upper limit can probably go up to 70, 80, or even 90 beats per minute, but the lower the better. And the actual starting number is not so important. It's actually the change, the daily fluctuations that people should be paying attention to. So when we see your resting heart rate going up, it can be indicative of two things. And that's one, you're sedentary, you're not doing as much exercise as you should be doing. So your heart and your cardiovascular system becomes a little less efficient. And then the opposite side of that, you might be doing too much, you're under recovered. So again, your heart and your cardiovascular system isn't as efficient as it could be, and you'll start to see those numbers creep up. So those could be two reasons, and it's a really cool metric that everyone can look at. And Inside Tracker actually provides some great insights onto your resting heart rate level within our recommendations if you use that feature on the website.